The question of why pro bono is a question that often comes up when you talk to law firms and other lawyers about the pro bono commitments. And I think there are a number of answers, but for me the key answer begins with an issue of professional responsibility. I mean, as lawyers, we have been given a great gift in the sense that we have been given a monopoly to provide certain sorts of services. We have been given a very special place in society. I mean, lawyers have a lot of power. There aren't a lot of people who can sign a piece of paper, send it to someone else, and create legal obligations for that person to do something. And yet that's exactly what lawyers do when they issue subpoenas, for example. We do that because we're officers of the court. And being officers of the court means that we have some particular responsibilities that go along with all of those privileges. And the biggest responsibility is to make sure that the system of justice that we have is available to the people for whom it was created. So that our system of justice isn't just available to big corporations or to well-heeled parties who can afford legal representation, but that our system of justice is really available to everyone in the country who needs access to it. And lamentably, in recent years, the system of justice in America in that respect has become increasingly dysfunctional. We have a justice system that is simply too expensive, too slow, too unreliable to serve the bulk of people for whom it was created. And I'm not just talking here about poor people necessarily. I'm talking about middle-class people who can't afford access to legal services. And so I think part of what we as lawyers owe society in exchange for the privileges that we have is to make that system accessible. And we do that in lots of ways. We do it by being involved in law reform, by helping the courts, by accepting particular kinds of responsibilities. But we also do it by accepting representation of people who otherwise could not afford that representation to make the justice system work for them. So for me, at a fundamental level, it's about paying the price that we're expected to pay for the privileges we have, and to exercise the role that society has entrusted to us. And so for me, that's where pro bono starts. I think beyond that, you can make all kinds of cases for pro bono making smart business sense for law firms as part of professional training programs, as ways of getting skill experiences for younger lawyers especially, as ways of tapping into the experience of older lawyers whose commercial practices may be winding down but who still want to give something back. I mean, pro bono is a terrific way to do that. I think as a way for law firms to underscore the commitment they have to their own communities. Pro bono, again, is a wonderful way to do that. I think it's a way to build relations with clients. I mean, one of the interesting things we've seen in recent years is increasing opportunities for partnering between law firms and corporate clients around pro bono projects. Well, it's hard to think of a better sort of business relationship or business development relationship that a lawyer could have than working with a counterpart in a client organization around a pro bono project. So I think there are many ways in which you can justify pro bono from a business standpoint. But as I say, from my standpoint, it really begins with the core obligation that really goes to what being a lawyer is all about.